TJ here for another segment of Michigan Conservative Roundtable. Thanks to all our supporters. Please like, share, and subscribe if you dare. At the risk of offense to some of our subscribers, this segment is going to center around the sanctity of private property. This is something I've been thinking about for a couple weeks now. I've seen a couple articles, one in particular, and the gut response is one position, not taking into account the rights of a property owner. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this one. A week or so ago, there was an article, and I saw it in the Gateway Pundit, and it mentioned a woman who went into a bank, and it was either Texas or Florida, I forget which state. The state had done away with a mask mandate, but she went into this bank, and the bank still was observing a wearing of the mask policy for entry into the bank. Well, since it wasn't the state mandate, she went into the bank and declared that she did not have to wear a mask. She ultimately was arrested, and this is what got me. The headline of the article was "Woman Arrested for Not Wearing a Mask." That was not quite accurate. She was arrested for trespassing and resisting arrest. Some people may ask, how was she trespassing? Well, she was on private property. When she entered private property, she was asked to put on a mask. When she refused, she was then asked to leave. When she refused to leave, she became a trespasser. Once she became a trespasser, that required police involvement. She failed to abide with the instructions of the police officer, ultimately leading to resisting arrest. So, she wasn't arrested for not wearing a mask. If she had left the property of the bank, she would have never been arrested. But she chose to become a trespasser, and then she chose to not follow the instructions of the police officer, leading to resisting arrest. The point I'm trying to get to here is people forget there is a sanctity to private property ownership. And private property, private property rights is an issue that collides with some of the sacred cows of those of us on the right, like gun issues. And personally, do I believe in this whole mask nonsense? No. But if I go to a bank to do banking and the bank says, you got to wear a mask, well, then I got this, okay? And up it goes, and are you happy now? Fine. Let me make my deposit, make my withdrawal, or whatever, okay? There's a certain sanctity that comes to private property. Some states allow for open carry, okay? So you walk into some store or something, and you're open carrying, and the store goes, whoa, stop. You can't come in here carrying that gun. Well, why not? The state has open carry. Yeah, but they are totally disregarding the rights of that proprietor, okay? In my last segment, I spoke about a steakhouse in downtown Detroit that didn't want people in there stinking like Kush. That's marijuana for those that unfamiliar with street lingo. And it's the right of the proprietor to expect certain decorum of those that he invites onto his property. People forget that when you go onto private property, there's an invitation to that entry onto private property. That invitation is dependent on certain conduct, proper decorum. If you don't abide by, say, what the proprietor deems appropriate for his property, he's going to ask you to leave. If you refuse to leave, he's going to deem you a trespasser. Once you trust, okay? But people forget that once you step off the sidewalk, which is public domain, onto private property, you yield in some regard to the policies of that proprietor. If you find the policies that unacceptable, then you patronize another establishment. And it is, yes, that cut and dry. I just, it's unfortunate that this woman was arrested. Do I think she was right in saying that the state didn't have a mask mandate? Technically, okay, the state didn't have a mask mandate, but the bank said, not good enough. If you want to come in here and bank, you got to wear a mask. Guess what? She either does the drive-through, the ATM, or she opens up an account at another bank. I mean, it kind of sucks, but that's just the way it is. A lot of times, and as I wrap up here, I'll just say, a lot of times I go to a friend's house. Most of my friends know I have a CPO, but I have the common courtesy to say to my friend who has invited me into their house, hey man, just to let you know, I do have a sidearm on me. And they know I have a CPO. They know I'm not breaking the law. But it's a courtesy I give them as the, back to the whole private property thing. Okay? They're just, it's the, there's a, like I'm gonna beat this dead horse. Private property rights. The owner, the landowner, has a right to know. It's that simple. So I'm going to stop rambling now. This is just something that's I've been kicking around for a couple weeks ever since I saw the article of the woman arrested for not wearing a mask. And you know what? I wish she had just walked out and not gotten arrested. Okay, that's the gist of that whole thing. But that's it. I'll end. So y'all can comment down below whether you feel I'm right or wrong, or if you don't believe private property rights even exist. I don't know. You tell me. But in any event, that's it. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.